So welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look at Norway, 1940, that's it. And it's from Trafalgar Editions Games and Books. So this is it's a Spanish company making a game about Norway. This is part of their World War II series. The box is a little bit dingy because it came all the way from Europe, but yeah, nice, quite striking artwork here. This is obviously German invasion of Norway. This game, it's bilingual, so you get a lot of everything is in Spanish and English. Plays, I think it's 2-player. I don't know if you could play it with more or less. I'd be surprised if you could. And it looks like it's, yeah, not medium complexity. I've never played any of their games, so I don't know how reasonable that is. This is it's at least a 2-hour game if you play the full campaign though. What we'll do is we'll crack it open, see what we got in here. So the first thing, we have a bag of D6s. And I don't care who you are, if you have dice that match the color scheme of your game, that's a win in my eyes. It's so easy to not do that, but when the publisher does that, that little attention to detail makes me very, very happy. So I appreciate that. That may be a coincidence, but I don't think it is. We have the rule book, and this is the English rules. So it has a turn sequence on the back, which is nice. Looking through here, decent amount of text, but diagrams, everything you'd expect. Okay, we're going to pick a random paragraph and read it just to check the translation. Alright, 14.4. A supplied infantry unit may fortify a city by spending 2 full turns without conducting any other activity, just as for field work, brackets, including not being attacked during the construction period and paying half supply point if German. Alright, I understood that. I don't know what it means in game terms, but I understood the language, so hopefully that is indicative of the rules and how they're translated. So that's a good indication for me that this should be readable. That's funny. Every so often, it looks like it says clima instead of weather, and it has the Spanish, but everything else is in English, so that doesn't bug me, honestly. Okay. We have here Mr. Allied Order of Battle. As you can see, Norway, France, Britain. And everything here is, like I said, it's bilingual. So you got this bifold here, and it'll say Destino, Destination. And so it tells you all that kind of stuff, and it tells you who's where and what and when. So you got all the different dates. Day 12, April. Day 13, April. Day 15, April. Day 20, April. And then it goes into May as well. So not terrible. And we have what I presume is the German Order of Battle. P.S. German ski troops. How cool does that look? Maybe cool's not the word, but that's just not something you see often. Order of Battle for the Germans. Ooh, that's nice that they have that picture on the back. Oh yeah. Those are interesting plays at the trifolds like that. Okay. Everything's quite tight in this box. Here, let's just tip it. This looks like a naval chart. Naval transport points, naval combat points. I don't know how this works, but that's a single-sided plate that we're going to use. Allied ports. It'll be very interesting to see how those will pan out, because there's a lot of naval combat and supply here. And I say that because look how many naval counters there are. This is all naval counters, basically. So these are pre-rounded and pre-cut. So we'll just punch these out. Those are fairly decent. They were easy to punch out. They're rounded. You do get the little nibs on the edges, but they sit nicely. The boat's at the bottom. Nice value that's fairly obvious. Those are the Norwegian Navy there. Let's see if I can squeeze those back in. And these look like German supply ships. Those look like more cargo vessels. And then you've got German Navy up here. Royal Navy. It looks like Royal Navy supplies there as well. And you've got some aircraft carriers, Ark Royal, Glorious, and Furious. Let's see, 9, 12. These are just different values. So I think you'll just be flipping them, stacking value points. I don't think those are a reduced side or anything like that. We have Luftwaffe, Royal Air Force. So you got Swordfishes. Usually that was what was launching off the Ark Royal. You got some Norwegian Air Force as well. These are those. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So you have good, storm, bad, thunderstorm. Those are your weather markers there. These are much bigger than those, so that's very interesting. I'm sure that's for stacking reasons. I don't know the dimensions, but here you got this aircraft and you put a little boat on top of it. Those will stack together. Those are very significantly different in size. So that's that. On the back, yeah, just more points. So we've got some markers here. Looks like some fortifications of different kinds, like some building markers, supply markers. Not sure about these ones. Some destroyed markers. Yeah, very heavy fortifications, it looks like. Supply. These are out of supply. Some paradrop markers. And we have, oh, well, that's interesting. Bomber, fighter H, fighter. I don't know what this is. Looks like some kind of a range marker. Very interesting, or a direction marker. Looks like you got a little airfield marker on here. Maybe that's how far they can fly. Fascinating, if that's what that is. Looks like control markers for the Germans. These are the ones coming and doing the evading. More ship markers, more Royal Naval markers. These are single-sided, most of these. We got these reconnaissance units. And we have weirdly, only a single sheet of land units. I guess that's probably historical. I don't know that much about this, so we're going to read the rules and find out. Some decoy markers. Yep. So you have some artillery units, a lot of infantry units. You got the French units, British land units, and you got German units as well. So these are pretty cool. You have the nice silhouette of the units, and then you've got strength values on them as well. Yeah, those are nice and simple. Again, let's see. It's decent enough. Everything's on there. Nothing's being cut off at least. But yeah, there's a ton of counters in there. Those are pre-rounded. We have the board, comes in 2 pieces. Reminds me of the old Avalon Hill games. Let's crack these open. This is quite a striking board. It's very clear and bold. If I can get it open properly. This is the top of the map. You can see it's very bright, bold colors. You have all these naval kind of, I want to call them fjord boxes, but it's naval boxes, but they'll have a cool image of a cruiser like next to the fjords. That looks cool. The combat table, victory point tracks, and allied air point tracks. Alright, I'm gonna flip this over here. Okay. I'm gonna put all these down. Okay. This is the map. So it's the whole of Norway. Really. So this is the part that you'll actually be playing on. All these boxes, and then this bit here. Why don't I get this in here? So you have down here you've got all the airfields up in Scotland and the northeast of England, probably all Scotland, and then you've got Denmark. It says Denmark, and a Deutschland box. But really, you've got your little game turn marker, your little turn track here. But this is, as you can see, it's got the terrain relief, but this is an area movement game. So each of these areas is divided up by these dotted lines. But when you travel from area to area, there's always like a road, which are these white ones, or there's trains, which are these black dotted lines that go from box to box, and how you travel on those is going to be a huge part of that. So gaining control of those is very, very important. And obviously when you start getting into these areas where it's really rough going, your travel's going to be much more difficult. But you can see going up the country, supply is going to be important, and making sure that you control the roads and doing that's going to be very, very important. But yeah, it's a no-frills map. She's very functional, but I'm excited to play this. I don't know if I've played a Norway game before, honestly. At least not like this. So it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. So excited to see this one. This is a newer game, I believe, from Trafalgar Editions. This is Norway 1940. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're interested, pick this one up. We'll do a review of this one coming up in the future. I've been Alexander from theplayersaid.com, so I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching.